Do you smell it as well? Or it's only me? I don't know if it's only me, but I smell something. There is something in the air. I smell change. That's the word, especially if we are speaking about Calcio Mercato, comparing 23-24 with the upcoming one. What is the big change? Well, all the players that are linked to Juve, they all want to join the Bianconeri. They all gave availability to their club, to their agent, but especially to Giuntoli, to join a really good 24-25 Juventus. The Juventus of Thiago Motta. He also said yes. Of course, it will be incredible and crazy, a miracle, if Giuntoli is able to bring all these players home. Nearly impossible. So mega update about all these players in today's video, but let me first start, of course, to say hello. Ciao Juventini of the world. I hope you're all doing well. So mega update, but first of all, let me say that you are the most fantastic, incredible, crazy community that we have here on the channel. Why? Because yesterday I planned a live at 11 PM, post-game, and especially starting the season of Calcio Mercato. Mercato is crazy. Unfortunately, I decided to watch the preparation game, the friendly games between Italy and Turkey, preparing Euro 2024. What a disaster. Guys, I never missed a post-game in the Max Allegri era. I watched a game of Spalletti, I fell asleep immediately. I fell asleep. Funny story. I fell asleep during the game because it was really boring. We'll speak about the game and especially Fagioli towards the end of the video, so be patient. At a certain moment, I receive a call. I didn't know what day we were, what time of the day, I didn't know. I pick up the phone, it's Mo El Shahali, El Tactico, my best friend. He calls me, Beppe, how are you? I'm good. Are you sleeping? Yes. Why? No, because there is a live and the people are worried. They are asking, Beppe, where are you? What is happening to Beppe? Guys, thank you. You are just fantastic. What did we decide? Of course, we decided to go live with 1 hour 30, more or less delay. We did it. It was not a fantastic live, but quite nice to also to be there. So again, sorry for the people that missed it because I was late. Just telling you, you are fantastic. So if you are that fantastic, continue to put a maximum of like, because now, of course, we start not with Italy and the boring game of yesterday, but all the people that are saying or said already yes to Juventus. We start with the most important one, of course. Thiago Motta. We know it, he said yes, and he didn't say yes yesterday. He already said it weeks ago, months ago. All done deal, confirmed by everyone. We are just waiting for the official communication of Juventus that will not arrive today, so relax, do the things that you need to do. Don't worry, don't check your phone every single minute, but he will be announced next week. So we have time, second part of June. Thiago Motta will sign his contract, or probably already signed the contract, but he is the coach of Juventus 24-25, and probably also more because they go towards the 3 years of contract. There are no issues, no changes on that one. He's already working with Giuntoli to decide who stays, who leaves, and especially who joins. And the first name, probably one of the first one that could possibly be announced, is l'uomo tigre. L'uomo tigre. It is the man tiger, like we call him, Di Gregorio. It's something that we are repeating now. He could possibly even be announced before Thiago Motta, but also not this week, so also there, relax, tranquillo. Di Gregorio, he said yes to Juve. He said yes to Juve, and that yes was that convincing, that strong, that he said no to Liverpool. Because Liverpool, they tried to be sneaky. They tried last week to give a bigger offer, 2 weeks ago, a bigger offer to Monza and Galliani. They tried to give him a bigger, huger salary to him, staying 1 year in that transitional year behind their goalkeeper, Alisson, that after 1 year could possibly leave for Saudi Arabia, becoming also the first goalkeeper in Premier League over Liverpool of Arne Slot. He said no, because he wants to stay in Italy. He wants to stay there. He said already yes, it was a promise. And I love these men of value. Guys, you never know in life, huh? What can happen, even if it's 99.99%, you never know. So what I'm doing on Instagram, I already start doing some stories, tagging him. He's watching. Agent Beppe is at work. I'm extremely happy for Di Gregorio. For what reason? Because today I was opening again Tuttosport. It's not the first time that they are comparing him, especially the agent Martina, not the women, but it's his family name, Martina, agent of Gianluigi Buffon, that is an ex-goalkeeper. Martina said, guys, he reminds me a lot to Angelo Peruzzi. You know, I never hide the fact that I have been a big fan of Angelo Peruzzi, a goalkeeper that brought me the Champions League, and we see that picture together with Alessandro Del Piero. Imagine, Peruzzi, Di Gregorio, Alessandro Del Piero can annul this and we win the Champions League. Mamma mia, beautiful, beautiful. But there is a big yes of Di Gregorio, and that's the second yes after the one of Thiago Motta. There could be another yes. It's the one of Perin, that a lot of us were thinking he might leave, he wants to play. Well, yesterday there was an interview where he said, look, of course, I knew that with one competition plus the Coppa Italia only, I would not have that much time. I know it, I was aware of it, so I took it with philosophy, and I have been really patient, of course. When I was called up for the Coppa Italia, I did everything to honor it, and at the end they even won the Coppa Italia. Coppa Italia where he played 5 of 5 games. He knows that next season with all the games he will have more opportunities. So at the moment he said, yes, I want to stay at Juventus. Because when you play these kind of games, the Champions League for example, he didn't mention it, but also the Club for World Cup, the World Cup for clubs, it's another dimension that being a goalkeeper, I don't know, maybe at Monza or at Genoa, that are playing only Serie A and Coppa Italia. It's a big difference. The feeling, the emotions that you have are totally different. So, Perin, that is open to say. And there we have the third, yes, Matteo Perin, staying again at Juve. Saying also that he's a man that is living the present. Today he wants to stay, then tomorrow or in 1 year, maybe he wants to play again as a number 1 and he could leave. So he's quite rational on that one, but beautiful. Szczesny said also yes, not to stay at Juve, but for the very first time, yes, we can discuss a possible split. Because we know it, he has 1 more year of contract, and until now, he didn't want to hear anybody and anything about it. I stay at Juve, I don't even extend. Splitting my salary over 2 or 3 years, I don't want it. But now, for the first time, he said, yes, I want to speak about it. There are some interest from England, Premier League. There are some interest from Saudi Arabia. And there are some interest from MLS. From what I know, from the stories that I followed from him, he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. So what club from Premier League? That's an important factor. Otherwise, an MLS year or 2 could be also there a possibility for Szczesny at Juventus. Not that they want to disrespect him, but they know that they can save there a lot of money to invest for other roles, and saving on Alexandro, for example, is a huge one. Saving that big salary on Allegri is a huge one. Being able to save also there on Szczesny could be another big one for Juventus, that we know it wants to be stronger, but always with the word sustainability. One salary that they don't want to save, but they want to save the money that they would need possibly to reinvest on the market to replace him, is the one of Rabiot. And also here we have there the 4th yes or the 5th yes, I don't know anymore. Another yes, Rabiot at the moment said, yes, I want to stay at Juventus. Yes, I want to extend at Juventus. I checked the offer, honestly. He was surprised of the offer that he received from Juve. Didn't expect a beautiful offer like that, also with the word captaincy. For the future captain of Juve, because Danilo will not play all the games that he played this season with Thiago Motta. So a player that will be super important. Also convinced, of course, by Thiago Motta that we know it is a big brother for Adrien Rabiot. He could stay. Does that mean that it's a done deal, that we can already say it? No, because of course the agent of Adrien Rabiot, Mother Veronique, is taking care of all the aspects. They have different proposal offers, so they are checking. But Adrien Rabiot himself said, yes, I'm ready to stay, and not only for 1 year, but for more. I hope he can do, because I told you, the money that we need to reinvest for another midfielder, because I tell you, if Rabiot leaves, it's not 1, not 2, but probably 3 new midfielders, which would be a really, really difficult task, would be fantastic. I can guarantee you that. Rabiot that has a small muscular problem, a small injury there. So he is at rest. He will not play that friendly game with France against Luxembourg. Hopefully he can rest today and he can be at peak again. But an Adrien Rabiot would be super, super, super important. Another yes, probably one that you will love, is the one of Teun Koopmeiners. He said yes. He already promised himself to Juve. Remember when they were doing that parade, that party to celebrate that UEFA Cup or Europa League Cup from Atalanta, where De Roon was pushing him to jump on chi non salta Juventino? He didn't jump. He didn't jump because he already promised himself to Juventus. What is the problem there? Because it's easy. He said yes, then go, let's go. It's Atalanta. Atalanta, they want 60 million euro, where Juventus, they want to put on the table 40, 45 max. They already had contact. They will come back again. But the big change here, where I never believed that at the end it would have been a done deal, the big change here, I said it yesterday during the live, yesterday morning as well, is unfortunately that injury of Scalvini. Because now, who is in need, if you're looking at the balance? Not only Juve 100% anymore, but Juve and Atalanta. They are looking for another defender to replace Scalvini that will miss 2024 entirely and probably the first part of 2025. Big interest in Dean Huijsen. When we know that Juventus is valuing the player 30 million euro, well, that can make the price of Koopmeiners decrease a lot. Koopmeiners also has a promise from Atalanta. If we listen to Percassi, he always says that player doesn't leave. That player doesn't leave. Ederson will not leave because they want to be competitive in Serie A and in the Champions League of next year. There is only one name where they don't say no, he will not leave. It is Koopmeiners because they have a promise that they made last year. You stay with us one more year. If at the end of next year there is an offer that we think it's a good one, well, we let you go. And that's the promise that Koopmeiners is counting on. So Koopmeiners is the huge, big #1 priority of Juventus in that midfield. A name that I really start to believe that it can be a done deal, especially with what happened latest. Another yes. Big availability. Put him there on top of his list of desired club, the one of Douglas Luiz. I told you, I'm not joking, I'm not fooling, I'm not doing any clickbait. It's true, Douglas Luiz and Juventus, there is a possibility, but it's a tough one, we know it. The value of McKennie, where Monchi is interested in, Unai Emery is interested in. And then you have also the value of the player, Douglas Luiz, that Aston Villa is putting. So they are discussing both parts, but there is a maxi availability from Juventus to really take the player. Maxi availability from Douglas Luiz to join Juventus, where he knows that it's important. I told you. If Aston Villa, they will play Champions League next year, we know that they don't have the same aspiration, possibilities, ambition than Juventus. And we know also that it's probably one shot only Aston Villa in Champions League, while Juventus have more possibilities to be consistently in Champions League. What are the latest updates there? Like reported by John Tonley, that is a journalist writing for Birmingham Daily, said Juventus has really a concrete and real interest. So these voices are not only by Gazzetta dello Sport, but it's also coming from England. They want to sign him this summer. The 26 years old has 2 years left with Aston Villa, meaning that his value may have reached the peak at the moment. And Villa must raise funds to spend themselves. Remember what I told you already 2 days ago, Aston Villa, it's not that they want to let him go, but they know that he has a max at the moment, peak moment, and they need to sell. Otherwise, they can't spend on the transfer market. So there we have some possibilities to see a Douglas Luiz. If they need to choose Juventus between Koopmeiners and Douglas Luiz, at the moment it's more Koopmeiners. Still Koopmeiners in possibility. Then if Juventus can do both, let's see and pray and hope. Then there are 2 other names that said yes. Calafiori, that yesterday made his official debut 5 minutes with Italy, but made his official debut in his ex-stadium, or at the moment stadium, the Dallara of Bologna. Calafiori said yes to Juve and also Di Lorenzo, but here it starts to be a bit more complicated. Why? Because Bologna, they are a bit pissed off. Thiago Motta left. There are probably players like Zirkzee that will leave. They just announced apparently now, or it's about to be announced, Italiano as new coach of Bologna. So he will be the successor. It's a really strange story, because when the Italiano was leaving Spezia, he left. Thiago Motta came in for Spezia, saving Spezia, by the way, without any mercato. And now you have a Thiago Motta that is leaving Bologna with Italiano that is doing the way around. Strange stories, sometimes that are really surprising. Nice stories to tell. Let's see if Italiano will be able to replicate what Thiago Motta did. But anyway, that's not our problem. Our problem is that Thiago Motta, he will go to Juve. He wants to reinforce himself, but also Italiano wants to keep the best players possible at Bologna. And here we need to convince really the sporting director Sartori, but also the owner Saputo from Bologna, to see if Calafiori can be a Juventus player next season. He really said yes. He really wants to join Juve. He's already dreaming about Juve. Let's see. And then you have a Di Lorenzo. Big fight with Napoli that we are telling you since a few days. And every single day you see an answer from Napoli. We want to keep him. And every single day you see the answer of the agent that it's too late. There was even a big banner for Di Lorenzo at Napoli. That they love the player, that they want him to stay. And they said that they were really touched by it. It was really nice to see it. But it's too late. They really, really, really want to leave Juventus. So they're also there. A big yes from Di Lorenzo to Giuntoli. But it will be tough, especially because today they are announcing Antonio Conte to Napoli, and he really wants to keep Di Lorenzo. Will he be able to make peace again with the player? Tough one, tough one. Hopefully we don't spend too much for Di Lorenzo, because I want Di Lorenzo at Juventus. I think he would be essential, especially as a right back there, because we are in need of a right back as Di Lorenzo. But on the other side, don't spend too much for a player of 31. Don't spend too much. A few words about La Nazionale. I told you, friendly, 0-0. Nothing happened. I was really curious to see. I didn't watch the entirety because I fell asleep. First half, disaster. Disaster, Italy. Really bad Chiesa. Really bad Chiesa. This morning, Gazzetta dello Sport received a 4.5 rating. The same as the worst one, Orsolini, yesterday. By the way, Orsolini, I was about to go immediately taking a ticket and going to Bologna, because yesterday he went with the assassin tackle on our star, Kenan Yildiz. Crazy. There was not even a why. Made totally no sense. Crazy, crazy tackle of Orsolini. But anyway, Chiesa played his favorite position. At the moment, he didn't perform. Really bad Federico Chiesa. So let's see the next game against Bosnia, if I'm not wrong, on the 9th of June. I will be curious to see. Of course, it's a friendly. They are playing there. The important thing will be Euro. But at the moment, the Italy that we saw yesterday, I don't know, guys, what hopes the team of Spalletti can have. Other players that played, well, Yildiz as well didn't. He was a bit a ghost yesterday. Difficult game also for Turkey. They were not shining. Better than their latest result against Austria, where they lost 6-1. But also because of Italy, that was really bad. But Yildiz, you see the quality, you see the player, but yesterday was not performing super well. These were the two bad things. The two good things were Cambiaso, that entered in the second half immediately. From the minutes that I saw, Cambiaso was able on that right side, playing as a right side offensively, to do much better than Orsolini, with some crosses, with some sprint. He can be a real surprise. Why not a starter at Euro 2024? And then Fagioli. Guys, can we speak about Fagioli? He entered the game in second half in a poor Italy, but every single time that he's touching the ball, guys, 1 touch, 2 touches, maximum 3 touches, and the ball goes from his foot immediately. The velocity of playing is incredible from the kid. Playing on the right, playing on the left, change of games, vertical, horizontal. I believe he did like only 1 back pass, and that's it in the game. The guy in that role as a regista, because that's what he played instead of Jorginho, the Locatelli role that we saw at Juventus, mamma mia, what a player. I can't wait to see him shining at Euro 2024, especially with Juventus, because the guy has quality and he really wants to. Now he will have to pay attention, because yesterday in Bologna, again, we saw some things that, it's a pity. When he entered, you had a few applauses, but then also a lot of whistles for Fagioli. We know it. This is something that he will have in every single stadium when he will play away. That's something that you need to be mentally prepared about, because his past, of course, he paid the price for it, but can't be cancelled, or at least this is something that they will use against Fagioli to hit who? To hit Juventus. Of course, they will try to, everything they can. And then they started immediately, the whole stadium of the Dallara with Chi non salta Juventino è. Who doesn't jump is a Juventino. Maybe they are pissed off for Thiago Motta. Maybe they are scared about Calafiori, about Zirkzee, about Ferguson. That could have been. He will not be. Maybe they're a bit scared. But anyway, the obsession is always there. When they see Juve, they go obsessed. And then we finish with a last one. not that we are a tennis channel, but I'm Italian, and we need to say congratulations to Yannick Sinner, the first ever Italian tennisman that is able to reach #1 in the world. Never happened before. He's the very first one. Mamma mia. That was really, really beautiful. So congratulations to Yannick Sinner. That was it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed that maxi update. I didn't believe that the video would be that long, but anyway, if you're still here, maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve.
Mercato is crazy. Mercato is crazy. Mercato is crazy.